Welcome to the Matt Beck Podcast. Woke up this way. He's got a lot of cool stuff he's gonna show you today. The latest news, industry topics, and business tips. For all hairstylists and salon owners, it's time to flip the script. Grab your precision scissors, barber combs, and swivel twist razors. Let's cut a bob, a quick shag pixie cut with a little bit of flavor. Check out the live classes, product reviews, let's rock on. Don't forget to check out freesaloneducation.com. I woke up this way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it. I woke up this way.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Very excited to have you guys here with me. I got Brandy. There she is. We'll come back to you in 1 second. So what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Today, I've got a couple special guests. You guys have already started to check that out. But super excited to introduce two people that we're going to talk about the industry, big parts of LANZA, obviously. We have the CEO and owner of LANZA, David Berglass, on here. And then we have Brandy Heater on here as well. She's the Vice President of Sales. So we're going to be talking about hair. We're going to answer your guys' questions. We're also going to talk about how brands kind of are working through this COVID climate that we're going through as an industry. So it's a pleasure to have them on here. David, I'm going to bring you on real quick to chat with you. And I'm going to bring Brandy on as well. Here we go. No issues there. How are you guys? Good to see you.
Excellent.
Doing well. Trying not to melt down here in Texas.
That's right. So we're spread across the country today. I'm on the East Coast. We got Central, and we've got David in California. So what we're going to be doing, like I said to you guys, is we're going to talk about LANZA and kind of what you guys are up to. But also, at the same time, I want to talk about you guys just had some exciting news, which we don't have to share all that, but the industry is looking up. It's moving forward. I know that there's certain other things that are starting to shift. So, I want to get into all that stuff. But before I do that, this podcast is brought to you by MinervaBeauty.com. Minerva's been a huge partner of Free Salon Education for a long time. So really excited to have them as a partner on this podcast. And also, I know that they do some work with you guys as well. With some of your salons. So what is that partnership like? What do you guys do with Minerva exactly?
Yeah, well, I'll jump in there. I met Jeff from Minerva a few years ago at actually Intercoiffure, which was an organization we joined in order to kind of connect better with the industry. And luckily, because of that event, we were able to meet Jeff and understand what his company was about and how they were trying to support the industry, and in particular, independent salons. And that resonated with us. That's a focus of what we are and what we're about, in particular, helping stylists and the relationship we build there. So there seemed to be a nice little mix. And then we were doing development of how we were going to market with salons, and they seemed to be able to fill that void nicely in a particular sector that we personally could not support them with, but we wanted to give them access to. So that was a long little way around the block to get there, but it worked out.
Very cool. So, and that was kind of the thing. And you guys that follow Free Salon Education and followed this podcast for a long time, Minerva, when this whole pandemic happened, they shut down everything. It was kind of, they said to me, they reached out and they said, Matt, can we want to kind of sponsor this podcast movement of helping salons, doing whatever we can to help salons. And we're going to bring and invite as many of our friends that we know onto it as possible so we can kind of spread the word and just help stylists. And you guys were one of those groups of people. So Jeff made the introduction, and, it's been really fun talking to you guys over the last week. So I'm excited to get into, what LANZA is all about, kind of the mission of the brand. And I also want everybody that's on the chat, I can see you guys all live. We're on our Facebook, YouTube. Also, I know LANZA gave us a shout out, so we should probably have some new people in the chat as well. So if you're somebody that's watched this show for a long time, just write OG in the chat. And if you are new to this show and you've never seen the show before, then type new in the chat as well so that everybody can say hi and we can start this conversation. The goal of this podcast is to get as many people in the room as possible so that we can just grow as a community together. And that's the plan. And if you guys have any questions for any of us during this show, just type Q and put in your question. So Q and then the question, And then I'll throw that question up on the screen and we can answer it for you as well. Any of your concerns or anything that you're just thinking about or wanting to know. So, David, why don't you take away, or whichever one of you guys want to talk about the mission of what LANZA is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So about 18 years ago when I acquired LANZA, the journey from me, having come from a multi-generational family in the business, I kind of took a hard look as to why I dove into this, and it boils down to the relationship we were having that I wanted to form with distributors, with salons, with stylists, and bringing a community together. And that's what attracted me to founding the company. And then over time, and as these relationships built, we were able to get a core group of people together, one of which is on the line today with Brandy. And we were able to put together into words what we were really about as not so much a company, but more as we now call a tribe and a community. You were mentioning a community. For us, we call it a tribe, and how we interact and how we support each other. And that all started with us understanding our core values. Okay. And those core values, we had 6 of them: integrity, gratitude, commitment, love, growth, and trust. And so those core values helped us then establish what became our mission, which was believe, inspire, grow. We kind of shorten it by calling it the big mission. But the idea is, how can we support stylists and salons and help them believe in themselves, do what we can to inspire them to grow, and really at the end of the day, chase their dream. And so what our whole goal in life, our whole mission as a tribe, is to how do we support these stylists out there and help them propel those dreams that they have through the different things we do. Yes, at the end of the day, we have a brand of products, but really for us, why people join into the LANZA tribe is more about the people and the mission we have and the culture we're building together. And we're very much a part of hearing what we need to do, not just telling people what we are doing. And so it's very much interactive and built on these whole kind of concept of tribe and culture and communication and living to our values. And we're constantly open to people telling us, are you upholding those, what you can do to do them better? So that's kind of what we're about.
That's very cool. And I actually, as I dug deeper into what LANZA was kind of all about, as I was preparing for, our chat. And I think that one of the things that really stuck out to me was your quick shift to digital education. And you built this platform that seems to be a separate entity of your site a little bit. Like there's a whole section for color certifications and different things that I thought was really interesting. So why don't we dive into that a little bit and just talk about how you've made this shift now that, because I know that I read an interview with you from a few years ago, and kind of your stance was that LANZA was a company that is a touching company, right? So we can't touch anymore. So, so that kind of changes that whole thought process. And you were talking about, sales consultants coming into the businesses and being a big part of it. So what does it look like now in your mind as things are evolving? I know so let's start with digital education, but then I want to go into the other stuff as well.
Fred, you want to jump in there?
Sure, yeah, of course. So we did have that platform, and it's actually called My Tribe. And so My Tribe is our professional site that's located on www.lanza.com. And that's really just our portal for our community tribe members to come and get all things LANZA. So any promotional material, any salon signage, any, like you mentioned, digital education, anything that we have as a resource that's available for salons and stylists. So that's what My Tribe is. And on there, we actually have our Global Education Director, Scott Sieper, who hosts an online certification. So we are growing crazy fast in the color segment of our business. And the one thing about color is that new users want to have access to education immediately. And so initially, we did this digital platform to get them that instant education so that the second they tried our color, they had access to education. So that's really why we started it. And they were able to go on there, do 45-minute classes, and then take a quiz, make sure that they're really retaining the information that they're learning, and then actually print out a certificate to show their guests that they've completed an online certification. So that's kind of what our online certification is about. It does focus on our color. You can do gray coverage, you can do red, you can do blonding. You can go on and learn about our products and the ingredients and things of that sort. And now we're starting to add more materials like balayage or different color techniques and whatnot. So that was kind of our initial introduction to digital education. And then obviously with the COVID-19 pandemic, we did operate pretty quickly. We made a quick switch and we went digital right away. And we did that through Facebook. And so luckily we have a large community. We do believe in constant interaction. So whether we're in your salon, we're text messaging, we're Facebook friends, we're always interacting with our people in our community. And so we chose to use Facebook as our next digital platform to really be able to do that. So throughout the COVID pandemic, when people couldn't be in salons and salons were closed, we stay connected to our tribe members through our pretty much almost daily education. And the really, really neat thing about that is a lot of our artists were actually volunteering their time because they wanted to give back to the tribe and give back to the professional beauty industry. So that's kind of the way that we migrated that way.
Okay, and so you're using Facebook as a platform. Is it a Facebook group that you created, or is it more of your straight Facebook page that you're broadcasting a lot of this from? Which platform are you using there?
Yeah, so primarily we're actually using our Facebook page. So whereas a lot of larger businesses probably really manage their Facebook page like a business or a corporation, we're lucky in that we focus on the human element of everything that we do at LANZA. And so we actually have a phenomenal gentleman named Michael Lindblom who manages most of our Facebook. And so he is the voice and the face behind our LANZA Facebook. And so we actually give some admin rights to our core leadership team, our global creative directors, our Matt Sweeney, Leah Freeman, Ammon Carver, Scott Sieper, all these guys. And we all have access to be able to go on our actual Facebook group. And if we have an artist who's going to be live, then we just share our rights to them and they can actually be live on our Facebook group. So that's primarily where it's happening, not in a separate group, but live on our actual Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I like that. So, all right. So you went in and you started educating online. Is that the content that you then put on the website, or are you doing a separate kind of content section? Like, did the content come from things that you had pre-recorded, or are you putting a lot of the lives on there? Like, what's on My Tribe website?
Yeah, definitely. So My Tribe is primarily pre-recorded material.
Okay.
So that's usually shot in, a video conference room. The techniques are decided in advance, and usually it's techniques that have not been seen before in one of our other platforms. So if you attend, say, our LANZA big event where you'll learn techniques, and then you go on to our My Tribe, you're going to get separate information and different techniques. So it's different techniques that are specifically recorded for My Tribe.
Very cool. Very cool. So, all right. So now, that's from the education side. So what are we doing with our touch lists from a side of just getting to salons? And there's other stuff I want to go into with what you guys are doing for salons. It's huge, but just from like a typical salon experience, a sales consultant comes in, that kind of thing. Did that change? Is that changing up, or how are you guys going about that?
Yeah, so naturally it has changed to some degree. Obviously, we were a brand that spent a crazy amount on T&E. We were always, you're definitely available in salons, and we are known for our presence in the salon. Yeah. With that, we do still have a large field team, which we call brand consultants, and they are still very, very present in the lives of our salons. So we may be doing it through text message now, it may be through Zooms, it may be through Facebook groups, definitely still kind of dropping off things. They're known to do Costco runs or things of that sort. So how we are maintaining our presence has changed, but how we are present necessarily hasn't changed. So we're still available for salon support in any way you could ever need it. It's just shifted.
Very cool. And then David, do you want to get into, I know you guys kind of guaranteed a lot of money to go towards kind of helping salons out. You want to talk about that?
Absolutely. When this whole pandemic exploded upon the US, obviously we saw it a little bit coming from Europe initially. We started to put our mind together, okay, how are we going to react to it as a tribe to, again, reach out and support the community? And this took on a multi-pronged approach. Initially, it started with education because that was the quickest thing we could ramp up. And then secondarily, we did have a big community of what we call loyalty members, which participate through rewards based on their purchases, which allows us to touch people directly, salons, and through that we're able to give back to them financial support that came based upon your level of loyalty and purchases you had in the past, just as a way to gauge how we wanted to push out their support. And so we did that with things that could help them generate incremental profit, because at the end of the day, they need to kind of quickly ramp up and bring cash in. And so we particularly chose things within the support that they could immediately pivot and bring cash into themselves. And then separately, we did donations to different organizations that support the salon industry during this time. So we tried to attack it from not just one angle, but multiple angles, so that we could, in the end, touch as many people as possible during this difficult time where everybody was shut down, and then as they ramped up, help them kind of pick up momentum and speed at a quicker pace than just one haircut, one color at a time.
Very cool. So and did you, so from just like a salon standpoint, what are you seeing now, like from a business standpoint, talking to your salons? I know you're vice president of sales, so I'm sure that you are kind of in tune with what's happening out there. What would you say, how do salons seem to be moving forward?
Well, developer and decolorizer, or our bleach, seem to be the new toilet paper. So things are good in the salon front. They're definitely very busy. Across the board, everybody I talk to are working longer hours. They're trying to see the same amount of guests. It's just taking them longer to do hair. So it seems like the recovery at the salon level has been good. There's definitely been an impact to the distribution. So with salons opening, oftentimes in short time frame, the distributors weren't necessarily in a position to be able to respond, to have the inventory available to meet the needs of the salons. So where a lot of our distributors are seeing a very high demand from the salons, they weren't necessarily prepared to be able to fulfill that. So it is leading to a little bit of a supply chain disruption. So we're seeing that salons are busy. They're definitely adapting, and they're relying on each other. I know in the LANZA community, we've had a lot of salons reaching out to each other to see what each other are doing. In some instances, needing to get product from each other if they weren't able to get it from their distributors. But overall, the salons are definitely rebounding from what we're seeing.
Okay, very cool. And I want you guys in the chat. So I see all of you guys writing things. It's very cool to see all of you guys in there. What I want you guys to post is if you are a LANZA user, if you're a tribe member, write tribe. If you're not a tribe member, write that you're new. Because if you're new, what we want to do is obviously reach out to you guys. And also, I want, if you're new, to ask us questions. So if there's anything you want to know about the LANZA brand or LANZA line, there's no better people to have to talk about it. So post that in the chat so that we don't leave any of you guys hanging on that. So let's talk about what's new with LANZA. Like, what do you guys have going on? Did you kind of halt things for the year? I know 2020 is very weird, and a lot of brands are slowing things down a little bit. Where are you guys at with that?
Slow has never been our strength. So we're full power ahead. So exciting times. We actually just launched a brand new product that's called Restorative Trauma Treatment. Okay. And so that launched in June and July. It's based off one of our hero SKUs. So our number one SKU in our brand is called Trauma Treatment, which is a leave-in conditioner. And so we just launched a rinse out form of that leave-in conditioner. So that's brand new. It's in salons right now. In full transparency, I don't get that excited about products, but this is like amazing, especially with people swimming and all that type of stuff. Our hair is more damaged than normal, so it's fantastic. And David, do you want to talk about the new one coming down the pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. We, to your point, we really tried during this shutdown to act as normally as possible in this kind of completely insane environment we're living in. And so we continue to push forward with all of our plans. We haven't, knock on wood, we haven't canceled anything. We kept running through the pandemic. We are a global company, so certain countries were open, so we had to be prepared. So that being said, one of our biggest launches of the year, we're preparing for and about to ship now. We saw a trend over the last few years with CBD and the legalization of marijuana across the U.S., and how can we play a part of this new ingredient that had been around for centuries but had not come to kind of the cosmetic world. So we in particular are focusing on the hair element. There's been a lot of skincare products and specialty retail that have launched CBD products, but for us as a hair brand, we're attacking it in that angle. So we're coming out with our own CBD collection, a shampoo, a conditioner, and a serum. The serum can be used both on the scalp and in the body, and we're going to launch it with a bunch of massage techniques that can turn into service revenue for the salon, and then in turn hopefully generate retail for them. But we think the CBD category is going to now hit the salon sector. I think it's been in specialty out there state by state, but now we can bring it to the salon and really support and help the stylists become a part of this trend that's out there on the internet and in local shops. So we're excited to launch that. That will be hitting salons in September, and it'll be a great product, great quality product. We're using very high quality, handcrafted CBD, nothing synthetic, very vegan. So we think it hits all the buttons, and at the end of the day, gives this stylist something in their toolbox that they didn't have before, and allows them to better compete in the world that they're living in, where their omni-channel is just attacking them from all sides.
What's the biggest benefit of the CBD for hair?
I mean, for the most part, it gets back to our core healing.
Okay.
So it's just another way to heal the hair. In our particular case, it's getting into the cortex of the hair, infusing it with moisture, other botanicals to strengthen, and in the end, they're going to feel shine, softness. Those will be some of the results. So between the strength that they're building inside and the softness on the outside and the shine that it will radiate, I think those will be the things that will most be apparent to the stylist and to the client. And we were just having one of our stylists in our test salon yesterday. He was using it in a blow dry, and it's particularly good during blowouts to use this to kind of help shape the hair and strengthen it during the process.
Very cool. So there has been a couple good questions. Tiffany's actually asking what is healing color. So I think for a lot of people, you guys use these colorful words, which is awesome. But it's but to kind of explain to people what is healing hair color and all of that. How does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything from LANZA, what you're going to find, it's actually called LANZA Healing, Color, and Care. So you'll find that we use the word healing in almost everything that we say. And how we can say that it's healing is because our core technology is called the keratin healing system. And so basically what that is it's taking the same keratin amino acids that the hair is made up of, and it's replenishing that back into the hair. So we're replenishing the moisture, we're replenishing the protein, and then of course the minerals. So everything the hair is made up of, we're replenishing back into the hair, and that's how we can say that it's a healing element. Specific to our color, all of our developers and our color have what's called the keratin healing system, and it's a 3-in-1 color. So you actually can get your permanent hair color, your demi-permanent hair color, and then your translucent, which is like your glossing, all from one tube of hair color, and all you do is switch your developer. So if you mix with 10, 20, 30, or 40 volume, you're gonna mix 1-to-1, and you're gonna get a permanent hair color. If you then take that same tube of color and you mix it in a 1-to-2 ratio with your demi developer, you're actually gonna get a demi permanent hair color. And then that same tube of color mixed with demi developer and with our third developer called a translucent catalyst, will actually render the ammonia 99.9% inactive, and that'll give you a really nice gloss for kind of refreshing your mid-shaft to ends or just adding shine to the hair. So it's a really, really unique system. And one thing that's really special about our color is we have a low inventory. So we actually have under 100 tubes of color, and we give you endless possibilities. So we'll have our 100 tubes of color, but we'll also give you color concepts. And so color concepts are basically like recipes that you can create endless amounts of other colors.
Okay.
So historically, with most companies, you open up a color book and you have like 500 options. With us, you'll have your 100 tubes, and then we'll give you like 400 recipes to create those other colors. So it's really developed for the stylist.
So one of my favorite things about that is the ability to not have to, like some brands don't match up from their demi to their permanent. So being able to, have that kind of mixing, let's just say a 7N for lack of better colors, but 7N, and then I have that same exact 7N, just mix it with different developer,
Exactly.
and I can get, that's great. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And,
Yeah, I mean, it builds on our healing treatment heritage, and so you're getting a treatment inside your color, and that's really the defining difference of the color. The inventory, of course, is the financial benefit, but the treatment end of it allows them to get an end benefit beyond just covering gray or enhancing shine or color. And obviously, there's a lot of colors that have been around for over 100 years, but for us, this infusion of the healing system is what defines our difference from why it's healing color versus the platitudes of other colors that are out there.
Okay. And to kind of move away from color, just so people don't get confused on the CBD, because obviously that's going to be a hot topic for this. So they're saying, first time I've seen it used in hair products, but then also Adele was asking, is CBD products safe? And obviously they're safe. You wouldn't put them in there, but
of course, yeah. I mean, one of the key things, when we were formulating, one of the key things is we are THC free. So when you have CBD, of course, you have THC, which is the element that creates the high, when using the product, when using certain types of CBD. For us, it's THC free. So we're taking the part of the cannabis that can infuse the benefits that we want without the psychological benefits of the THC that can give the buzz.
Yeah. And if you guys, so I'm seeing in the chat, a lot of people are asking if they can get it in their area, just LANZA in general. If you guys want, if you're interested, just post the area that you're located. And it looks like you guys have loaded it up with people that can help, which is probably part of your, your touchless touching, right?
Exactly.
So make sure if you're interested in LANZA, just post where you're from and just write interested. And then somebody can definitely contact you through that. So that, if you're new to it, you can at least get some information about what they're doing out there. Can you talk about liquids and can you use it on dry hair? So here's one thing I want everybody to know in the audience. We're going to have more LANZA educators on here as well. I don't want to load these guys up with, too much educational questions, but do you guys want to jump on this one? And then, we'll definitely have some artists on here as well.
Yeah, I can answer that one quickly. We'll definitely leave the education to the pros because we have a fantastic lineup that's going to join Matt. And neither David or I are licensed technically, although we can do pretty well.
Know more than a lot of us. So
yes. So, but yes, liquids can be used. So liquids is actually a liquid hair color line for those of you who don't use LANZA. So it's separate from our LANZA healing color. It is our semi-permanent hair color line, and it can be used on dry hair or it can be used on damp hair as well.
Very cool. All right, cool. So, near future, you got the new product coming out. The restorative one, somebody did have a question. What hair types is that good for? Do you want to jump on that?
Yeah, of course. So the beautiful thing about it is it can actually be used on all hair types. So you can see here I have very, very fine hair, and I actually used it today. So you can use it on fine, medium, coarse hair. You can also use it on anybody who's got, chemically treated hair. So if you've had your hair bleached, decolorized, if you've had it colored, if you are using a flat iron or a curling iron, any kind of heat tool, or if you are somebody who's out in nature all day, got a lot of environmental aggressors, or even in the swimming pool, it's going to help to repair any kind of damage from, the sun and the wind and chlorine.
Cool. Good. All right, sweet. And David, do you, last question for you. You live in California. I know California is going through a lot right now. What do you know about what's going on, and what are you saying to some of the salons that are in California right now?
Yeah, it's a very challenging environment. I would say, as you see this evolving regionally, I was just, you see Georgia taking one stance on the one hand, and then you've got California on the other. California and the government of California has tried to take a very aggressive, proactive stance with, very much shutting down interaction. We were first to adopt the mask, as a law. And so on the one hand, it's definitely health and safety first. It's made it challenging as a business owner, even for ourselves, as well as stylists and salons out there that, took a long time to open up, and then now they're shut back down again. And at the end of the day, it's the patience that they need to at this point display, because there's no way around it. The law has made it so that they can't open again. And hopefully, if everybody's diligent, they'll be able to get back up and running in another few weeks. They'll get the numbers down. They want to have 14 days. So it's a challenging time. The one thing we've been preaching through this whole time is the whole concept of what we're trying to do, where we're trying to touch the stylist. We encourage the stylists to stay in touch with their clients. There's so many ways to do that, through Facebook, through phone calls, different ways. Stay in touch with the clients, because the good news is the fears of the pandemic, where people shut down for 6-8 weeks, and will these clients come back? They come rushing back. And it's been a boom of business right when they come back. And so I think the clients will be patient. In particular out here, people are very diligent. They're not cheating on their hairdresser, and they're coming back in full swing. So in the meantime, I would prepare for the comeback while the shutdown's happening. So stay in touch with them, let them know what they're doing, help them, coach them along through the time in the short term, and then long term, they're going to get the business back. So
that's such a good point. Me and my wife own a salon. It's right down the hall from here. And we just opened up 2 weeks ago. And for me, it's been like, I'm kind of preparing for the second closing, because I have a feeling, it's just the way that everything's been going. But I think what people need to do and just take comfort in is work hard now, and prepare. And prepare better than we did before, because we didn't know it was coming before, but now we kind of know it is. And just do as much hair as you can, and keep yourself, safe and prepare and all of that. But one of the things that I loved what you said was stay communicating with your clients, and that's something that we've gotten so much better at. And I can tell that as a brand, that's what you guys are, one of your main focuses, anyways. But for me, we even got rid of our landline at the salon, and we got an iPhone for the front desk, so that we could text message our customers. We can just have better communication, because it becomes harder when you stack up 95 voicemails on a landline and you're just trying to go through them, when you could just text and work back and forth. So, I think there's a lot of things that people, the world is changing, and we have to make shifts for it. And the ability to be able to be in better communication, instead of how it was before, when we were kind of like, a little snobbier, a little more like, rebook, or we're not going to talk to you, that kind of like salon environment. And now it's different. And now we have to have that communication. I love that point that you were saying there.
Absolutely. And I would also encourage people to connect with them, not only through whatever means they have, whether it be Facebook or phone, but also take that time to develop that retail connection, that home treatment benefit that you can share with them while they may not be able to come back in. And a lot, we take that for granted in the old days, where come in, get a double process, give them a cut, and then okay, maybe I'll sell them retail or not. It becomes so much more important to have that continuity during the shutdown. People are willing to go online and buy products, so avoid that, diversion, and bring them back to you, and you sell them the product, whether it be curbside or on your website. We've got a little program that helps you bring it up retail if you need to online quickly. But at the end of the day, you need to stay connected, also from a financial standpoint, so you can kind of patch through this time.
Yeah, I like that. I like the thought of doing a little bit more of the curbside. Like, just even when you drive down the street, you see the differences in businesses now. Like, every restaurant has a tent, and everybody's eating out in the parking lot. Like, salons have to make those shifts and changes as well. So real quick on that retail online aspect, what do you guys do to help connect salons so that they can sell retail online?
Yeah, so actually on our My Tribe program that we spoke to at the beginning of the podcast, if you go onto My Tribe, you can actually register for My Tribe Retail. And what it is it's an affiliate program that allows stylists to register. And then once the stylist registers, they get a unique customer code that's unique to that stylist. They can then share that code with their guest. and their guests can order on LANZA.com and will pay the stylist a commission. Okay. And so that allows it to be guaranteed to be authentic LANZA product. It allows the stylist to be able to still sell on an online environment, even if they don't have an online store or website, and still be able to earn commission that's competitive.
I love that anyways, because when me and my wife opened our salon, we spent the only $2,000 we had on mirrors and little shelves and didn't have any money for retail. So like for me, I think about the way that the industry is now with studio rental and small salon under 4 chairs, like that kind of thought process. I think being able to have a brand that can help you, you don't have to hold inventory, just have the products in your salon. Obviously, hold inventory if you can, because obviously a one-on-one sale is the best way. But then let's say you're out of something, or you're a small brand and you don't have enough money to stock up, you can always offer those products easily. And I think that's really cool that you guys offer that. And a lot of people look at like an affiliate commission, and they might say, I can make more in the salon, but you're also not putting out thousands of dollars on retail that you're hoping people will sell, right? So I think there's a fit for everybody. And like our salon, we like having stocked up products, but for a salon like when we started, it's a great avenue for that.
Exactly.
Right. Very cool. So let's see. I answered my own question. Very good. All right. It seems like everybody seems good. They love the information. How can everybody stay connected with LANZA and everything that you guys are doing? Why don't you put that out there for everybody?
Yeah, definitely. Just if you go Facebook, we're super interactive on Facebook and Instagram. So follow us, LANZA Healing, Color, and Care on Facebook, also on Instagram. And then we have an amazing field team that are called brand consultants, and they all have unique Facebook groups as well where they interact. So if you just go on to lanza.com on Facebook or Instagram, or to our website, and you send a message to any of those platforms, I guarantee somebody on our team is going to get back to you. Yeah, we actually have what's called the LANZA 24. So we'll get back to you in 24 seconds, 24 minutes, or at the very least 24 hours. So you'll get a response.
Very cool. Very cool. And if somebody wants to become a tribe member, what do they have to do?
It's really easy. Just reach out and tell somebody you want to be a part of it. We try to be inclusive. That's who we are. We're inclusive at our core, and we do conversions. So if you're already kind of part of another brand or multiple brands, we can help do a conversion so you're not out any pocket. We do have intro offers to help to kind of get you set up that way. We have amazing merchandise to help you there. So the key is just to ask for help, and we're going to be there to help you in your own unique situation.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you guys.
I would encourage people when they reach out. I mean, of course, we can tell you about the products and what we can do for you, but first and foremost, contact a brand consultant and say, just dump on them. What are your biggest challenges? What do you have in your life, in your business, that are putting roadblocks in your way? And then they're going to come back to you with different solutions and ideas and different ways to support you to get around that. And that could take a whole variety of different ways. And we've got all kinds of success stories about that. So it doesn't have to be about the product. It just has to be, what do you need to get over that hump, to get you on the path that you want? And what's that dream that you have? Tell us what it is, and how can we help you get there? So that's where it is. And then from there, we'll definitely support you, as best we can.
Very cool. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the show today. It's great being able to talk to people that are kind of like, for me, I love working with brands that I'm literally talking to the owner of the company. There's not 400 people, call me crazy, but that's just, it just seems great to have a connection with a company like you guys. And so I thank Minerva for that, because I wouldn't have met you guys, any other way. So thank you to Minerva Beauty, and I look forward to working with you guys soon, hopefully getting some artists in here so that all these guys in the chat can learn some really cool stuff using your products for sure. And is there anything else you guys want to put out there?
Absolutely. I would just like to say thank you for supporting the industry, making these types of podcasts available. I think it helps in this whole vein of communication and getting people, connected. So we thank you for that, and whatever we can do to help you and promote the podcast, we will. And obviously we have a talented team of artists that would love to, be a part of the community you're building as well. So whatever, please don't be shy. Let us know what we can do to help propel it along.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. And David, did you know this? There is a famous magician. So I was trying to research you, right? And so I start reading about this guy that has your name, and I start reading, and I'm like, this guy has the most unbelievable past.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Well, actually, if you've got 30 seconds, the funny story with that, I was living in London just after I got married and working over there, and I come home one night, and my now, at that point, my new wife, who's now luckily 32 years into the pain of dealing with me, comes and says, "Who's Cheryl?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." She says she's coming to town and she wants to see you again. I'm like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." It took us a little while to figure this out, but this magician, she had been trying to get a hold of this magician who was coming in town for a show and trying to contact him. Meanwhile, it was creating a little early matrimonial strife between us.
That's hilarious.
That's how I learned about him. So
thankfully, I'm not like just a headline reader, because for a second I was like, this guy is like, I'm gonna have him doing magic tricks on here. Like, this is like, this was really cool. So it's just funny. You're literally one letter off from
exactly.
the same name, but super fun. All right. Well, thank you guys again. I can't wait to talk to you again, and hopefully, keep doing stuff with you guys. But have a great day. Enjoy your week.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
All our best, everyone. Stay healthy.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do this here, and then I'm gonna close out the show here. There we go. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Different type of podcast today. Obviously, I do podcasts a lot, but super fun hanging out with you guys and just really hanging out with people that understand the industry. I love learning that stuff, the behind the scenes part of everything and what companies are doing during this time to just, advance and push forward. Super cool to have them on here. And LANZA, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a statement that I'm just going to make. I'm just going to throw it out there. LANZA nailed the chat more than any other company I've ever seen. Like, I've seen companies in the chat blowing it up a little bit, but they were in there. You guys, you roll as a tribe, and I will say that for sure. So here's the deal, Andrea, all of you guys that are asking these great questions, if you're wondering about LANZA products, obviously you can go to their website. They have their way to connect. Also, there are sales consultants in the chat. You guys can hopefully just put that you're interested, and maybe they'll find you. But I think the best way is just to reach out on that 24 whatever it is, 24 seconds, 24 minutes, 24 hours contact list. Very cool. So, Babs, great. Cool. So it was great to see all of you guys in the chat that are always in there. And then it was great to see a bunch of new faces. Tomorrow I'm going to be back. What is tomorrow? I'm going to be doing some kind of class. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be doing a class. So live for you all, probably at 10 a.m. But just make sure you follow FSE Now. Let me show you guys, cue the FSE Now video. But our app, FSE Now, you can download it on the App Store. Anytime you want to know what's going on with free salon education, just download our app. You'll see right here, it comes up with the classes. So this was today's class. You'll get an alert, a notification, and also you can post your work. Beautiful work, tons of people posting in there all the time, creating beautiful profiles. Let's look at Ashley's real quick. So Ashley, she's posting her work, beautiful, everything about her salon. You can send her a message, all this different stuff. So it's a great tool for stylists. It's basically if Netflix and Instagram had a baby for hairdressers, that's FSE Now. So here I'm gonna roll the app promo video, and then I'll close out this show. So here is the promo. Let me see. Actually, I don't know if I have it. If this button works, I'll roll it. If it doesn't work, we'll do something different. Nope, can't locate the file. All right, we'll do it. Trust me, just go download FSE Now. It's FSE Now on the App Store. All right, guys, in the last little bit, if you want to text me, 215-608-2612, just send me a text, say hi. That'll get you on, it'll send your information to my phone, and I can text you whenever I go live, because Facebook and YouTube don't always share that with you guys when I'm live. So download the app, text me. Those are the best ways to get a notification if I'm live and when I'm doing classes. All right, cool. Let's see if I share from YouTube and Facebook. Do you know if I shared? Adele, I pretty much know if you did share. So, yeah. So if you go on there, if you go on Facebook or YouTube, I look at who shared it, but you also can just tell me in the chat that you shared it, and I love that as well. All right. You guys are the best. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. Super excited. Education coming tomorrow. Get on the app so you know what's going on. Thank you guys.
Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it.
I'll see you later.
Let me show you the way. It's gonna be a great day. Chop it, clip it, spray it, flip it.